Welcome to Burn the Ship. This is the podcast where we connect entrepreneurs or professionals that can help you go all in on your business. We talk to people that have walked the walk, talked the talk, been through all the things that we experience as small business owners, and have joined our platform willing to share those skills and experiences with us. Thank you very much. First of all, your time and your attention and your willingness to talk to me are very, very appreciated and very, very kind of you. So anybody that shares some time on the platform with me, on behalf of myself and the audience, thank you for being here. Why don't
Thank
you
you.
tell us who you are and what you do and a little bit about yourself?
My name is Paul Mcpherson. We're in New Mexico and we have two brands, Shutter Freak and Freek Media. And Freak, even though we own the domain name Shutter Freak spelled the right way, I thought it looked cooler with two
Hmm.
E's. So we ran with Freak double E. And basically, I've had a passion for photography and video since I was a kid. My dad, would sneak out his 35 millimeter camera and snapshots with it, and he would get mad, but then was also kind of cool about it. And so worked at a camera shop in high school, but it was one of those deals where photography was such an expensive pastime to get involved in back in the day that doing it as a career was not an option. So I went to school at UVU in Orem, Utah, and really got involved with the web development movement that was taking off back in the late 90s, 1990s. Ancestry.com was the first company I worked for,
Oh,
and that was
nice.
basically in their inception. And that was my first intro to a web-based company, and the light kind of went off, and I got super into web development. Worked for several web development companies who were building supply chain management systems and really complex website systems. I was even working for companies that had developed like a templated Squarespace style system long before Squarespace ever existed. So I've been at the forefront of web tech for a long time, 20 25 years. And then as time progressed, I had my mentor, who I call Yoda. Um, uh, I had a guy that took a chance on me, broke me out as a wedding photographer, a backup shooter for him. He loved what I was doing, and the rest was history. So I started shooting weddings, and when I got married in 2009, first year, I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I know we don't have the money, but I think we should buy a camera and give a photography business a shot." And she said, "Go for it." And the rest is history. So we started shooting nonstop and have been shooting nonstop for the last 17 years. So I always had a foot in web tech. So I was still helping businesses with websites. I was helping them with SEO. I was helping them with internet marketing stuff. But I was really into photography, and that was way more fun, way more creative. And as I started to develop a skill with photography and video, social media exploded. And so it was a perfect marriage for our businesses. It was like, oh, hey, you need content.
Right.
And guess what? I can create the content for you and manage your website and do all the internet marketing stuff. So it was just the perfect marriage. And we were trying to decide, do we really want to be known as premier wedding elopement photographers as our end game, or do we want to do the commercial side and create content? And we had kids, and three kids as we started booking 50, 60 wedding and elopement events per year, we were like, holy crap, we're gone
Yeah.
all summer. And it got to a point where our kids were just like, where are you going this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, it was crystal clear that it was having a negative impact on them. So we dialed it back, turned the volume down on weddings and elopements, got a little bit more anchored in commercial. And so now for really because we just love it, we'll shoot 15 to 20 weddings and elopements per year. But then we have at any given time 15 to 20 businesses that we're managing 100% of their marketing, their content creation, their website
Sure.
developments like that.
Well, it
So
seems like you have this knack for. It's almost like the language has changed for you in your same set of skills over time, right? Like the language
exactly.
was web, the language was social media. Like it's kind of been this progression. Where do you see that progression going? Is there another trade or another tool or another platform that you're focused on growing your awareness in right now, or have you not identified what that next what that next passage is going to be?
So I think filmmaking is going to be a part of our future, especially like documentary filmmaking, things like that. What I learned with weddings and elopements is how to tell a story visually, right? Because you can show up to a wedding and you can, you know, just snap events as they occur and then stitch that together and then just tell the story exactly as it happened. But no one wants that because the reality is a wedding is super stressful, and a lot of the times the actual real memory of the wedding is pretty atrocious for couples and parents and stuff. What they want out of the deal is they want a storyteller that's actually going to like stitch together everything in a way that is elevated beyond their wildest imaginations, because that's what they dreamed would happen, and that's not what happened in reality. So it's my job to tell that story in the way they dreamed it happen.
Mm-hmm.
um, that is challenging,
Sure.
and so but through learning that skill, every business, every brand has a story to tell, a distinct story, and that story is made up of course, the product or service that they sell. um, it's made up of their staff, the personalities that make that company what it is. The heads of the company set the precedent for what that personality is going to be like, right? They establish the procedures and policies and the mindsets and the visions and all of that give the company a direction. But then you've got the actual story with the client experience, right? So whether you are a doctor or you're selling apparel or you're selling jewelry or you're a plumber, that experience that the customer has with the product or service is critical. That is the story, the success of the brand from the customer's POV is the story that needs to be told. A lot of times those customers aren't that interesting to interview
Sure.
or you know, so again, I found myself with these businesses figuring out how to like elevate that story in a new way that really reflects the brand in an authentic way, something that is scroll stopping, something that makes people say, I haven't really seen, I haven't seen anything like this before. This is cool. Um, and then especially with like retail products. So, and I'll try to close this out. I know it's a long
No, it's all good.
explanation. We have a client, Tanner Trading. They are in the Southwest collectible arts space. So turquoise jewelry, Navajo rugs, amazing pottery, alabaster sculptures. They cover the gamut of it. Their family dates back 6 generations into the early 800s in Gallup, New Mexico. They were like one of the first traders on the scene that interfaced with the Navajo people in a way that said, hey, I really like that rug that you designed just to sit on. And I want you to replicate that so that I can sell it to other people. And if you can do that, I can bring you hay and food and feed and things that you need for your livelihood. So let's start this bartering. Your art is cool. I can sell it and I've got stuff you need. So that's how that exchange happened. Well, we're in a really interesting place because some of the elder artists, like the most world renowned weavers, the most world renowned silversmiths that are old, 70, 80 years old, due to phones, technology, stuff like that, their younger posterity isn't interested in the art. So some of the arts in this space are going to die with these people, literally. And we've just started cracking the code on like figuring out how to interview these people in their space where they're working, where they're creating these things. And dude, these little mini docs that are coming from these Navajo artists are unbelievable.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
And I would love to like develop some films that could be submitted to film festivals or whatever because the
Sure.
stories are just so compelling.
Well, I have one of the Rome International Film Festival is like right where my house is. So
Oh,
there's a
sick.
massive one there, and the people that put those together are good friends of mine.
Fantastic.
If you need a place to showcase something that you make, I can probably help. I think that
Let's
that's
go.
very, very interesting too. I mean, I think that one of the fallacies of my generation is that we neglect our history a lot. And not everyone, obviously, but I was like reader, you know what I mean? Just a consumer of information, and everything that I could retain from that was just the way that my brain quieted itself. Um, I think that we're going to lose a lot of those things. That's actually the first thing that made me interested in picking up a camera myself was that I played basketball for forever, and I wanted to ask questions to people that had been in the basketball world for 30, 40, 50 years, you know, that were
Mhm.
these incredible basketball players. And then somehow I've ended up in the same gym with them. You know what I mean? So I'm asking
Cool.
these people and interviewing these people. And then I'm like, my older brother's like almost 5 years younger than me. So I was like coaching his team as I was trying to play college ball and all of those things.
Cool.
And so I was like trying to pass a lot of that down to that, you know, that not next generation, but just that kind of class below me, of
Yeah.
all these people that I was getting in front of, because the resources that I had through college were just impeccable. It was ridiculous. I still can't believe that I know some of those people that I was able to meet, but the capturing someone's essence is a really, really beautiful thing. Like who they are deep down, deeper than the words that they're saying, deeper than the emotions that they feel in any given moment. Like I think that so much of what we see on the internet now is capturing people when they're kind of out of pocket. You know, they're pointing a phone in your face when someone isn't representing themselves the way that they would like to be representing themselves.
Right.
And it always made me so uncomfortable to see things like that on the internet that I developed just a respect for the artistry that it takes to really capture who someone is accurately and eloquently. I think that is a skill and an appreciation that some of my generation may be missing. But what's been difficult for you? I think that the mixture between artistry and between business, And I would equate that to a bunch of industries, not just you guys. Like I would say the same thing for the law industry. I would say the same thing for a lot is that you spend so much time learning and perfecting your craft that you really don't learn the business side until you're already supposed to be doing the business side stuff. So for you, what's been difficult or obstacles that you've overcome, or if you could take what you know now and kind of teach yourself a lesson on day one, what would that be?
Time management is always a struggle, knowing exactly where to allocate time, and also juggling that between weddings and elopements and commercial stuff has been probably our nemesis. Um, I see a lot of artists make this mistake. They are trying to perfect a craft, and so they are overly meticulous about the delivery and presentation of that craft to
Right.
the extent that it either never sees the light of day, or it is underappreciated by the people who receive it, right?
Right.
Um,
Analysis paralysis.
exactly. So that's been a big learning curve, is figuring out when good enough is good enough,
Right.
and also being willing to get resourceful about outsourcing some of the things that can be outsourced. We, like, for a long time just tried to keep everything under lock and key as far as our editing processes and the tools we use and the presets we've developed and the LUTs we use for video and stuff like that. And it's like, um, obviously any successful business coach is going to say that if you want to grow something, share it,
Right.
right? And so we've really started to force ourselves to get into that space, to be a little bit more transparent about our processes, to try to, like, help the rising tide
Yeah.
concept, just helping other people succeed through things that we've learned. That's been a big game changer and something we really struggle with our business, just figuring out how to kind of let go, trust that we have a certain skill set, that if we work hard and apply ourselves and have a directive with what we're doing, that it will work out.
Do you ever go back and reflect on your old work?
I try not to,
Really? Why is that?
because it's terrible.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I feel the same way.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, there are some people who are natural artists right out of the gate, and then there are other people that put their 10,000 hours in and
sure.
figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely
A
the
grinder.
1,000 hour guy, and my wife has a little bit more talent than I do, but she's not as interested as in the 10,000 hours.
I do the same exact thing because I'm the same way as you. I'm like I need a manual and I need some practice. Um, and then some of the people around me that are creatives are very much not that way. Like it is very natural to those people. And
Right.
I go back and reflect on my own early work and I'm like, oh man, it cringes my ears to even sit through hearing myself talk. You know what I mean? Like what is going on? Your setup's so different. All these things are so different. And then I show that work to other people, like especially like these like prodigy creatives, and they're like, "Wow, this is good. Like this is good. I can't believe like props to you for putting it out there in the world." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't understand that. I can't why would I not put it out there into the world? And that was when I realized like, oh, the tendency is to analyze yourself to death. The tendency is to analyze until you do absolutely nothing. So I have found it beneficial when we have a new project to go back and look at something that I did in the past that's kind of related or in an adjacent industry or something like that, and I go, ooh, this is gross. Like I can't believe that I made this 5 years ago. And then I realized like this type of stuff is like what people are after. Just the ability to press publish. You know what I mean? Just the ability to put that out there into the world is such a skill that I didn't realize that I had. I was just unapologetically spraying stuff at the internet and seeing what happened. And I didn't realize how many people that holds back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kudos for you for just starting the podcast and sticking with it, because like
Thanks.
there's some golden rule of, you need to shoot 150 videos on YouTube before you really understand what your voice and your personality is going to be in that setting. And I have been another area that I've really failed. I have desperately wanted to do a podcast on all of the cool places that we visit, and these adventure elopements and stuff take us into the most amazing remote off-grid spots. And I just have struggled with the idea, is this going to be all about me? Is it going to be egocentric, or can I really do this in a way that's going to be cool for people and provide a resource that can help people? And so I've created a couple of stumbling blocks, but that is all about to change, because when you follow our Instagram at Shutter Freak, you're gonna stumble on some really cool spots that we're gonna be sharing. So that's in the works right now. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of, one of the things that we try to teach every business is that more content is better.
Right.
So a lot of businesses will revise stuff until it's dead, just to put it out. And I cannot count the number of times that we have released a piece of content that was just okay, or maybe not as polished as it could have been, or maybe there were some typos in the captions, or maybe I had a name wrong in it, or whatever.
And it blows people away.
Okay, well, hopefully it blows people away, but that post is gone.
Yeah.
The next day, forever, never to be seen again, never 100%. To be thought again.
It's part of the grid that you scroll past.
And so as a business, you can really hold yourself. I mean, as a business, you should be trying to post every day, get stories out every day, get some type of content out every day as a principle, no matter what. Businesses hire us to do that for them, but we also help businesses figure out how to use their iPhone or Android, and create basic behind the scenes stuff that I'm amazed. Like, behind the scenes content, people want to see who you really are.
Yes, okay? because authenticity and being genuine is so rare.
It's so rare.
People are so attracted to that.
If you're a doctor, there is no possible way your patients have any clue who you are behind the lab coat.
Right.
They might have an idea of some of your hobbies and interests and stuff, but what is that guy like when he's eating lunch?
Right.
What is that guy like when he's hanging out with his staff at a company party? What is that guy like when he's off with his family on vacation doing some crazy thing in Europe? Or, you know what I mean? Like, we've really pressed into that with businesses. We want to introduce the world to who you are in real life. Right. Yes, we're going to talk about all the stuff that you're good at doing and why you need to go with this brand for this service or this product. Like, we'll cross all those bases, but the most viral content, hands down, is the behind the scenes real stuff that connects people with people.
I agree completely. I mean, the ability to be authentic and genuine on the internet is super difficult. I mean, it really is. You see all of these other things that you deem to be successful that are orchestrated piece of content. That it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to pre-plan what it is that you're going to do, but to be genuine, it's even still hard for me, and I've been doing this forever. It's not really hard for me in this setting. But for short form content and stuff like that, I want to like put my radio voice on, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like the first 2 seconds of you sounding like you're selling something to somebody is the minute that they escape, when you'd be better off just saying something funny. It really is a difficult thing to be able to navigate, especially with business owners that have no idea, because they feel like they want to shoot a commercial from the early 2000s and not like organic social media content and play the numbers game. So,
Yeah.
I think what
With
you guys do is really cool though. I think that it's pretty unique from the perspective that you guys have to create content and kind of teach you how to fish and show you what you can do with your iPhone, instead of like selling these outrageous film packages to everyone that'll buy them all over the world and stretching yourself so thin, like
Right,
teaching
because
people
there's
how to
no
build an
limit on
image.
the amount of content we need.
Right. Yeah.
We have a plumbing company that has 150 people on their payroll, and if I have 20 of those people sending me before and after or time lapses of their projects and stuff like that, that's gold.
Yeah, it's
We'll figure
infinite.
out a way to get it out. And of course, like, it does pay to have someone that can do, especially when you need like a power pack 30-second ad for TV, streaming TV, YouTube, whatever. Like those do need to be polished. They need to have psychology built into them. They need to have hooks and call to action and all of that stuff. And so, but like, yeah, doesn't matter what industry you're in, capture the day to day with the iPhone and figure out how to use it.
Well,
That's my biggest advice.
where do you guys go from here? What is the next thing that you're promoting? What is the next thing, your next goal, the next thing you're trying to grow into, and how can we help?
Our goal is to in a calm and practical way to try to scale.
Good
Right now
luck.
we have five people on our team that consist of video editors, content creators, and social media managers. It is challenging to find the right people to fill those roles,
Absolutely.
but 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 figuring that out and figuring out how to scale. If I could have 50 businesses that are paying us on average of 500 to 2K a month to manage 100% of their marketing, I would be ecstatic.
Sure.
Right now, one dilemma that we're having is when it comes to high level video production, I'm the guy,
Right.
and I can only do so much. And so we are currently in the process of figuring out how to scale my skill set.
Sure.
Is the next step. I've got to find a partner who can fly drones, shoot on gimbal, has all the gear, can do the large scale production without me there.
Right. And
I'm
is there,
limited. I'm
right? Like,
limited by that.
yeah, for sure. And has got them. They've kind of got to be close to you.
You find someone that can do that, they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a no-brainer. So like there are those kind of anomaly people out there that have the skill set, but they don't have the salesmanship or the marketing ability to run their own brand and push their own brand. And so they want to be in a safe employee
Sure.
type position doing what they love. But when you get someone on my level who's been doing it that, as long as I have, you're talking about
Sure.
someone that is going to require 10K plus a month salary, right?
Right.
So and that's totally achievable. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately that have really been teaching me about the value of spending the money to hire the right people. Yeah, so it's just that terrifying idea that, hey, we're going to add another 5 to 7K a month to our payroll to bring on someone who can conceivably do what I do, who isn't going to just learn everything that we understand and then take it and
Right.
apply it to their own business and run with it. Um, Taking that risk is my next biggest step and figuring out how to do that.
I think that what you're saying is absolutely correct. You don't necessarily want people to graduate into being your competitor at heart, right? When in reality, I think that it's something unavoidable. Um, I think that no matter what, when people are in a company with the type of culture that I think that you guys inspire, you're going to get better at the thing that you do because it's such a core pillar of who you are. Your ability to understand what you did right and what you did wrong and get better at that thing makes you really, really good at what you do. And you're going to have to pass that on to people. And the reason that I can speak that way is because I absolutely am one of those people. I was right out of college. I started in the payments industry. I've been in the payments industry for 10 years. Can I go do my own thing? Yes. Have I interviewed a lot of entrepreneurs and I know a lot about owning a business? Yes. Am I going to? No. And quite frankly, I could never pay the people that I work for back for the amount of skills and development and investment that they put in me. And I'm just a very loyal person. That's just who I am. It's who I've always been. So I think that you guys, who you are and the way that you want to run your business oozes out of you in a way because you're so proud of it and because you take pride in what it is that you do, that people are going to want to work with you. And hopefully it turns into a relationship like I have with the people around me where we have just graduated into bigger and better things. To be completely honest, I mean, I'm looked at here like the next thing that we do collectively, we will all do together. Like I'm on a part of this ship trying to make decisions and do the right things to propel us in the right direction because these people believe in me and I believe in them. So I believe that you will find that relationship for yourself as well. I believe that your demeanor and who you are as a person inspires a lot of that same loyalty. And I think that you'll find another me out there in the world looking for an opportunity to cement his family and build a culture and have some have some security. The most important thing to me was just to be able to go to my kids' school plays and Thanksgiving dinners and pick them up early when I wanted to. And that was the most important thing to me was I didn't want to work so hard that I missed a lot of my kids' childhood. And
Sure.
every single time I go to a Christmas play, it makes me want to work that much harder. Like it's just genuinely how my brain is hired that I get a little bit of flexibility and leeway to be who I am and to do what's important to me. And in return, I've repaid that with loyalty and activity and effort. And I think that you guys will find the same way. I think that making that investment people is scary, and it deserves to be scary because you don't want people to just hijack all the things that you've worked for. But I think
It's
that
already happened.
sure,
It's like we've definitely tried, and it has happened, and so that creates a little bit of fear. And
sure,
we're just in Farmington, New Mexico. We're in a really small market too, so I do think that AI is going to change the scope of that a little bit and allow us to just naturally do more
sure,
than we could before. But yeah, if I could if I could scale our business and create a livelihood for 50 people all passionate about telling brands stories in the most compelling and authentic way, I'd be all for it.
sure. Well, I believe in you guys. I think that what you guys do, your passion for what you do oozes out in everything that you do. I mean, there's a reason that I'm finding your stuff in Atlanta, Georgia, and you're 85% of the way across the country from me. So, last question. Yeah, no sweat. Last question that I have for you guys is how do people find you? The people that are listening, if they want to connect with you guys, where should they go?
2 sites, shutterfreek.com, Freek, or www.freek.media.
Nice. For you guys listening, go check out those things. We'll link those things in the description as well. I think that, I have been such an X's and O's and ones and twos guy and numbers guy for so long with my role and my job in my industry and working with business owners that I have developed an extraordinary respect for the artistry that comes with tons of industries, not just film, not just media. There are a ton of industries that require a nuance that it's impossible to learn unless you throw yourself into those things, which leads me to my last point. Burn the ship. If you want to take a bet on yourself and you have a really, really good idea, go super hard at it. Give yourself a reason to wake up and go do something that's going to be good for you and good for your family and something that's going to help you grow and something that's going to make you money. Don't let me be your motivator. Find that thing that motivates you. Again, Paul, I appreciate your time on the podcast. It is very kind of you to sit here and yap with me for an hour, listening to me talk about everything that that hopefully is valuable to some of you guys listening. But again, I think what you guys do is really, really cool, and I appreciate you and your willingness to let me showcase some of that and showcase who you are as a person. So it's very, very kind.
You bet.
All you guys listening again, check out the description, click those links, and we'll be back next time for Burn the Ship.